Hey guys, my name is Spooky. Welcome back to 9camp. If you haven't seen my first video where I talk about how the overall rating is not an overall rating, but more a rating per position, where the overall is all over the place, I talk about it in an hour time. I give some examples. You can try it out yourself in edit mode. Then watch that one first. I thought we had it all figured out, but there is one extra element that we did not figure out during this time. And I want to talk about that right now. So it might give you more insight in how to use your players in my club, but it's even for offline, it would be pretty helpful. So the element that I was missing and where the general consensus is that there isn't any change, there is quite a bit of change. I mean, a lot of people playing this game, they look at the overall rating, right? If the number is high, then it must be good. Whoa, my God, a featured 99 rated player. Oh, how great. And when it's like 96, some people are already complaining that it's not 99, but it's 96 rated. Yeah, stuff like that happens. Well, this first video, well, if you saw that, you know how the overall rating doesn't make any sense and you shouldn't look that much into it. If the player plays well for you and you like more stats than the necessary stats for the position that boosts the overall rating, then go for it. Go for that player. Look beyond the overall rating. Please do look beyond. But there is a general consensus that if a player like here in my game can play, like Carvajal, can play RMF, LMF, LB and RB, that RMF he wouldn't be nerfed and still play at the same capacity as an RB, because he can fully play at RMF. Now, of course, playing styles change and of course behavior, his defensive awareness is high, so he will stay back more, etc, etc. But we are not talking about that, we are talking about it technically. So his stats, like these stats, they shouldn't be nerfed. These are his stats, he can play fully RMF and that should not be nerfed. At least I thought it was that simple. But then featured Kimmich came out, the new featured Kimmich, and I got him at DMF at the moment. The new Kimmich, of course, isn't DMF. The old one was an RB, and everybody was like shouting out, "Oh my God, a 97 Kimmich at RB!" Like, I don't even know why you would cheer about the high number, because the high number, yeah, I mean, come on. We are gonna prove this now. 95 Kimmich at DMF, he goes to 96. Last featured at RB was a 97 rated, if we look purely at the overall rating. This one, well, 8 more levels, but 95 at DMF already, goes to 89 at RB. That is still 8 points away from the 97 overall Kimmich, but he can fully play at RB, so you would expect that his overall would be like quite the same if there is no nerf happening, right? The older Kimmich ends up at 97 at right back and ends up at 93 at defensive midfield. But basically Kimmich, his stats are the same as before. The only difference that happened is that they downgraded him a bit. And that's not because he's worse, it's not that he performed like really bad in real life, it's because otherwise the overall would have been higher. And people look at that, and of course Konami wants a tier list of players, and Kimmich shouldn't be an 89 rated according to some people. So they literally just downgraded some stats to get the 87 at DMF. But that's already a weird thing, right? Like, this Kimmich is a DMF, so he should perform at RB exactly the same as the RB version, as the old RB version. Well, no. If you have the RB version, then actually at DMF he's lower rated, which is super funny. And it's not the playing style that's changing the overall rating. So I looked further into this. Because I have Kubo, RMF. I mean, I'd like to play him at AMF. He's 95 rated at AMF. He's 95 rated as a shadow striker. He can fully play those positions. But will he still be playable on full strengths? Or is it only at RMF? So I looked into that, right? And the way we can look into this is through edit mode, because we can look at what is happening. Like what is happening with Kimmich. His RB version, we have this 96 DMF. He is 96 at DMF and now he's 91 at max rating RB. Like why is this happening? And this is a 97 rated RB Kimmich and this one is 93 rated at DMF. But he can fully play at DMF, and why wouldn't that be close to this overall on DMF? So the question is, with that overall change, is the position, the base position, the ultimate position where every stat comes into effect? And are we playing when we play a left wing forward like Ronaldo as a striker? Are we actually playing with a little bit of a downgraded Ronaldo? Well, so we went into edit mode once again, just like the first video. And I took some legends, because the first thing I talked about this to a lot of people is David Beckham, of course. David Beckham is a right mid forward and a lot of people play him at DMF. And if he plays well, that's a whole other thing. If he plays well at DMF, all right, that's okay. But we are technically just looking at if there's something happening. So we have David Beckham maxed out in edit mode. Nothing's changing versus my club. It's all working the same in offline edit mode. Don't worry. There's no differences in how overalls are calculated. We can just fully look into this. So this is a 93 RMF David Beckham. You know this one. Of course you know this one. Let's go to David Beckham here. There will be a new version probably. There is a new version here without a mini face that will come in later data packs, which has every stat +1. Around the board, just a +1 around the board, just like Gullit. There's a new one in the database. I don't know if they will use it, but they might. So there will be a little bit of a better version on the market later in my club. But this is the maxed out one. These are the stats we are using at the moment. As you can see, the same stats. And he has an RMF at 93 rated. And people actually use him as a defensive midfielder, and they also see that his overall rating is boosted. Now if you link that to my other video, overall rating just gets boosted because he has better stats, he hits better stats for the DMF position, at least what Konami thinks. So there are certain stats that Konami thinks are much more effective for the DMF position, which for some reason is not necessarily ball winning and aggression. Someone can have like really high ball winning and still be shitty overall rated at DMF, but the passing gives a mega overall boost at DMF, that's for sure. At least in general, when all stats combined, he's a 96 at DMF, so people think, hey, let's use him as a DMF. So with the same logic that Kimmich gets downgraded as an RB to DMF, what happens with the overall rating if this David Beckham was not an RMF, but a DMF as a base position? I mean, he can fully play RMF, he can fully play DMF. So that is something we can do now, right? So at the moment, as an RMF Beckham, he should be 96 rated as a DMF. But with this logic that the base position is basically the non-nerfed position, his overall rating should be even higher if he was just registered as a defensive midfielder. So his registered position we are going to change to a defensive midfielder. And is it going to be the same 96 overall rating if he was a defensive midfielder? No. It's a freaking 99 rated player. So basically, if his base position was DMF, he would be 99 rated at that position. That's basically what's happening here. And we can look even further than that. We can, of course, go to this team. We can edit the team. And we can now look at what his RMF rating is. Because when his base position is RMF, then he's a 93 RMF with 96 DMF. But now he's a DMF, but he can fully play RMF. And nothing else has changed. Like, literally nothing has changed. So what would be his rating at RMF? We can click on this and you can already see he would be an 88 rated RMF. So only by the fact that his base position changed from RMF to DMF, he is now higher rated on DMF, his base position, and the position he can fully play, RMF, it's fully blue, is now downgraded from 91 to 88. So there is a nerf happening. Of course, there is a bigger nerf when it's green. When the position is green, then you can even drop 2 overall more. He would be 86 at RMF, and with it fully blue, he is 88 at the moment. But if RMF would be his base position, it's suddenly 93. Sorry. It's 93 at RMF. So that's +5. What the hell? That's a 5 overall downgrade. That's crazy, right? That's insane. So actually, I've been playing a lot of people out of position in my club. So actually, if I play Cruyff at Shadow Striker, he would be the best Cruyff. Yeah. oh snap. Oh snap. So this is making it even worse for me because I play Beckenbauer in my club a lot. I play Beckenbauer at AMF. He's a 95 central back, not necessarily a great defender because he misses some aggression, he misses some jumping, physical heading. Of course, it's pretty high. It's in the high 80s, but he's 181, I guess. His height is 181. 181. So I would like 97 jumping. I would like a heading accuracy of 95, and that's a big central back booster in overall wise. So I play him normally at AMF, and Beckenbauer at AMF normally, you can see it here on PES Master, is, well, let's just see, maxed out Beckenbauer. Hello, thank you. Maxed out Beckenbauer at AMF is 89 rated at AMF, but I of course position trained him, so in my club it would be 91 like I said. And if you saw the previous video, then you know there will be a 2 overall boost added where you position train someone there, so he would be 91 rated, even though all those numbers don't say a thing. The change in numbers do say a thing. So Beckenbauer, he has been my top scorer. He's like quite amazing. He has 87 finishing. I mean, don't be silly. 89 kicking power. He has all the good stats. He can head, he can finish, he can pass, he can dribble even. He has amazing ball control, amazing tight possession, dribbling a little bit lower, but not very low, 84. I mean, it's the perfect all-round player, right? So I play really well with him. Plus, when I have him at AMF with 96 ball winning, that's amazing. I put counter target on him though for the 96 defensive awareness because I want him to be forward. But the 96 ball winning, of course, you win a lot of balls in the opponent's half, and that's just amazing. Of course, the first half of his player skills are all attacking player skills, and the second half are defensive player skills. So he's been amazing. 91 AMF. So he downgrades to 91 as an AMF. But what if Beckenbauer was an AMF on his base card? Would he still be a 91 rated? Or is there something happening and is he getting downgraded? Alright, so we are going to make his base position AMF, and that's all. It's the same player. It's Beckenbauer. It's still Beckenbauer with the same playing style. It's still Beckenbauer with the same stats. But if these stats had the base position of AMF, then this Beckenbauer would be a 96 rated AMF. 96 rated AMF. These stats are still the same. He was a 91 rated AMF before, and now he's a 96 rated AMF. Well, that sucks. So He's of course a great central defender for some with the 95 rating. People are like, oh, 95 rated CB and it's Beckenbauer, what a legend. Well, now that we put him as an AMF based position, let's see what happened in the game plan with Beckenbauer at CB, central defense. Well, he's now 90 rated. So suddenly Beckenbauer, who now is an AMF, on his card is a 90 rated defender. Yes, that is a little bit crazy, right? Now he is a 96 AMF and now he is a 90 rated defender. Especially if you just play wingers to midfield, or if you play a defensive midfielder as a right back, which I do a lot. There are a lot of defensive midfielders who are great for right back, but actually, even though they play great, it does seem there is something happening. There is stuff being downgraded. So I talked about this. I looked around with people and I talked about it. And I found some people who already know about this. Of course, there are people that know about this. I just want to inform you, especially as I didn't go over this in the first video I posted on here. 96 rated Beckenbauer. I tried him a lot. I played over 500 games with the defender Beckenbauer, the CB Beckenbauer at AMF, and I also play with this Beckenbauer at AMF. Well, this Beckenbauer, I can tell you, has a lot more punch at AMF. Yeah, damn. I did not expect this. I did not expect this to happen whatsoever. I always thought when I played, I would play the guy at full capacity, but you don't. You don't. So basically the RMF Beckham, if you play the 93 RMF Beckham, you play him on full capacity, on full stats. If you play him at DMF at 96, you play him in a nerfed state. The nerf is not as big as when he can half play the position. And of course, it's amazingly not as big as when you play him on a position he totally can't play, of course. But there is still a nerf. So when you play Beckham at DMF, there is a nerf. When you play him at RMF, you play him at full capacity. You can rely on the stats. Any other position, probably you can deplete some stats a little bit. So Johan Cruyff, the Dutchman, he's a shadow striker. Sometimes the overall doesn't change that drastically though, but yeah, you can see there is a nerf happening. He's a 97 shadow striker and 94 at striker. He's also 96 at AMF. Now, for AMF, I think these stats could spike like crazy at AMF. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's just going up like 1. But even if he goes up with 1 overall, you can see that there would be something happening if he was an AMF, and that he is a little bit nerfed. You don't play him at full capacity. So 97 Cruyff, SS, 96 at AMF when his base card is registered as SS. What would happen when he was an AMF? Would he still be 96 rated? That is my question at the moment. And he would be 97 rated. Yeah, just like I thought. Then he would be 97 rated at AMF. So sometimes it's not as drastically how the overall change. Sometimes it's super drastic. But still, why, when he is a shadow striker, can't he play 97 at AMF? Even though he fully learned that position. No, only when his base is AMF, then his overall boosts even more. So maybe that puts it in perspective for you when you play My Club and you see players, new players you can get, and yeah, a player reaches 97 rated, that it might just hit the right spot with the right base position, you know. There is even another layer on it than what I told you in the previous video. And that's actually quite crazy to me. So I've been playing this week with all my players in my club in position, in their base position. And I must say the team feels great. The team feels absolutely great. Every player plays wonderful and plays at full capacity how it should be. And I'm actually kicking myself for using him in other positions, even though I, of course, before also played all these people in different positions. I still play Beckenbauer at AMF and he still performs there. So if he performs, then it's all right. But technically, I thought if a player knew position, if Messi knew AMF, striker, etc., I could use him at full capacity as a striker, at full capacity as an AMF, but you can't. You can't. His full capacity is at RWF, right wing forward. That's something really weird. Cristiano Ronaldo, the one that goes to 100, that's the last one I want to talk about. I tried him. I tried this guy. He goes at 101 at striker. And if you know the other video, you know basically that's because these stats are just better for a striker overall calculation. It's not that he's performing better there. It's actually now even more the opposite. He performs the best at LWF, left wing forward. And as a striker, he might be higher rated, but these stats will be nerfed a little bit. I tried this one in my free time. I tried with these stats to make him a striker as a default. So his base position was not a left wing forward, but a striker. And when he was a striker, his overall boosted from 101 to 102. So then the full stats, like on this 100 LWF, if you play him here, these full stats would come to effect. If you play him here at 101, then the stats are a little bit downgraded. By how much, I don't know. I tested extensively. There are more people saying this online on Reddit. I saw some old threads like months ago about people on PC trying this out. And that's all I wanted to say really today. It's not a big video. It's just to let you think about the base positions of a player and how maybe you even realize some players are a little bit nerfed in overall, that you might not play them at certain positions because their overall goes down quite a bit, even though we always said that don't look at the overall that goes down quite a bit at other positions, because you can just play them there, they can fully play that position and it would still use the same abilities. Like if I would make AMF Zaniolo an RMF, he's 87 rated, but we always said that doesn't make him worse at RMF because he can fully play there even when his overall gets downgraded. Well, now there's this extra thing to it. So you know, Zaniolo at LMF might be downgraded. Even when LMF was his base position, he might even still be 90 rated. But then he would be fully able to play there if his base position was LMF 90 rated. And even if his AMF position was still higher, then that would still be a nerfed position. So Ronaldo, I have the 98 rated version. He is 100 rated at CF, but still, even though his overall is higher, his stats are nerfed. His overall is higher simply because Ronaldo, his stats are more suitable for a striker than a left wing forward. But the extra thing right now is that his stats are nerfed. So when you play him at the left wing forward, his stats are more in effect. And when Ronaldo would be a CF as a base card, then he would be a 101 rated CF, probably this version. So then it would be boosted. Then CF would be his best position. I never knew this. And now, of course, I'm talking in circles, but maybe you still did not understand. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say right now. with this extensive searching for what the hell is happening with the overall of a player, I just had to make this video to inform you about this extra little thing. How a base position could possibly just be the best position to play the player. Of course, if he feels great at another position, go for it. But he might be a little downgraded. There are lots of elements to this. Which you might not know when you just play and you ask yourself, why is my player doing this? Why? Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you like it and see you soon. Bye bye.